What's up, everybody? My name is Dalia, your empowerment coach, here to remind you of what you already know, that you are a powerful creator. And I'm just arming you with the knowledge and tools you need to assume your role as such. Now, in the previous video, I talked to you about how your subconscious brain is skewed towards the negativity bias and how those pesky little automatic negative thoughts or ants rush to take center stage, stealing the spotlight, pushing your rational or positive thoughts to the backstage, and you just end up ruminating on those negative thoughts. And the more you do so, the more your neural pathways of negative thinking strengthen. And in this video, we're going to dive a little bit more into those neural pathways, how they form, and how we can begin to rewire our brain. Now, one of the most incredible things about the human brain is its neuroplasticity. That means its ability to change and rewire itself. Its ability to do so means that anything is possible. But before getting into neuroplasticity, let's take a deeper look into the brain. Now, as you know, this is a subject that I am infinitely curious about because your brain is just this incredible organ. And the first step towards empowerment is really understanding the inner workings of your mind, because that is the projector that is creating your reality. Now, the human brain is an extremely complex organ, and it's generally believed that the adult brain contains around 86 to 100 billion neurons. Let's take a step back. What even is a neuron? Now, a neuron is a specialized cell in the brain that serves as the basic building block of your nervous system. A neuron consists of a cell body, also known as a dendrite, and this dendrite receives incoming signals. Now, each neuron also has something called an axon, which sends those signals to other neurons. So when neurons communicate together, they do so via electrical impulses. And these electrical impulses or chemical signals are known as neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters cross synapses, which are tiny gaps between neurons. And so when neurons repeatedly communicate with each other, the synaptic connection between them strengthens, leading to the formation of a neural pathway. Repeated activation of the same pathway leads to the strengthening of the synaptic connections between the neurons involved. And this is what is known as, I'm sure you've heard the phrase, neurons that fire together, wire together. Now, when two neurons are activated simultaneously, their connections strengthen. And repeatedly engaging in the same thoughts, behaviors, coping skills, that's going to reinforce the neural pathway associated with those activities. And this phenomenon allows the brain to become more efficient in processing information related to those patterns. Remember, your brain loves patterns. That makes them more automatic and more ingrained. Let's take an example. For instance, suppose someone frequently experiences a lot of stressful situations at work. This leads them to feel very overwhelmed and anxious. Now, as a way to cope with this stress, they may turn to unhealthy behaviors such as binge eating junk food, because junk food tends to spike our dopamine in the brain, and that offers some form of temporary relief. Now, here's how the neurons that fire together, wire together situation can apply. The first step is you have your neuron activation. When the person at work encounters a stressful situation, specific neurons in the brain become activated, processing the emotional and cognitive aspects of that experience. The second phase is the chemical signaling. So as a response to the stress, the activated neurons then release neurotransmitters or chemicals, including cortisol and adrenaline. These neurotransmitters then trigger your body's stress response. The third stage is the strengthening of connections. So when coping behaviors such as binge eating junk food is repeatedly used as a response to the stress, the neural pathways between the stress trigger and the coping behavior strengthens. So the brain begins to associate stress with eating junk food as a way to find relief. See, neurons that fire together, wire together. Now, I hear a lot of people say, well, I'm too old to change. This is me. I'm never going to change. To which I say, bullshit. No matter how old you are very much capable of change because your brain is designed to change. That is why it is neuroplastic. It's designed to change. It's capable of change. Now, neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections or modifying the existing one. And this occurs throughout life, not just during early development. So it doesn't matter how old you are, you can still rewire your brain. Now, neuroplasticity is the basis for learning, memory, and adaptation. So when you learn new information like you are now, or you practice a new skill, then your brain physically changes to accommodate that knowledge or ability. Isn't that beautiful? God, your brain is just so incredible. So even now, as you are listening to me speak, your brain is taking in this information and creating new neural pathways. So by understanding the power of neuroplasticity, we can actively engage in rewiring our brains to foster positive change, growth, and personal development. Now, the key to all of this is mindfulness, which is a powerful practice that helps you to become more aware of unhelpful patterns and interrupt them. And the more you become aware and the more you interrupt your existing patterns, the stronger new neural pathways become, and the faster that you can rewire your brain. Now, I'm going to talk to you more about mindfulness in upcoming videos. This is my favorite thing to talk about, and it's an incredible practice that's going to transform your life. But for now that we've learned all about neuroplasticity and how neurons that fire together wire together, I'm just going to leave you with this one little assignment. Next time you notice yourself thinking a negative thought or engaging in an outdated, unhelpful coping mechanism, just remember to stop. STOP is an acronym that you can use to begin interrupting the patterns of existing neural pathways. The S stands for stop. Now, so creative, right? So stop. That means pause and take a breath. The T stands for just take a step back. Observe the thoughts with a gentle curiosity without getting caught up in them. O, open up. Allow those thoughts to come and go without judgment. You're just open to those thoughts. P, proceed mindfully. Choose a constructive response based on the situation, not based on automatic reaction. So if you are turning to food as a way to find relief, you can be like, you know what? Let me just proceed mindfully here. Maybe instead I can go for a walk. And the more that you do this, the more you establish new neural pathways based on healthier coping mechanisms. So stay tuned to more videos and more tools that are going to help you rewire your brain. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and let's all empower each other to elevate the collective consciousness of this planet and become more empowered. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.